well, let's put it this way. I mean, so much of the classical music repertoire is so overexposed. It's like the same, you know, 50 pieces played endlessly. And it's such a pleasure, a palate cleanser. Like if you grew up on, mutton your whole damn life, what is it to taste sushi for the first time? An unrelated experience. Grand Macabre was one of those breakthrough pieces where an actual living composer shows up in an opera house and says, what do we do with all this? What can we make here? What creative energy can we muster for these resources? You really have all that? You can do that? You can do that? Well, wait a minute. Let me do this with that. And so you get this genuine, brilliant, complete musical genius whose sound world is on the outer edge of consciousness and buzzing with intergalactic messages and worlds. And it's that sense that the world is constantly surprising if you actually listen to it. The play of sound in your life. Ligeti's a playful composer. And so there's all this hilarity, sense of fun, sense of what is incorrect, sense of what's inappropriate. Ligeti's specialty is the inappropriate. And so you have an entire evening devoted to inappropriate behavior, inappropriate music, everything's inappropriate. And the Grand Macabre is death. And it's an entire evening where the main singer is death. Death shows up. But it's not like Bergman's Seventh Seal. It's a ludicrous farce. At the same time, Ligeti lost almost his entire family in Auschwitz. So actually, he's quite serious. So the piece has this very playful approach to something that is not a joke. That's what gives the piece its amazing qualities and kind of surprising dimensionality, and what keeps you in it. I think when it was new, the piece was a genuine shot in the arm in the history of avant-garde opera. And I include in the history of avant-garde opera Monteverdi's Orfeo and Mozart's Marriage of Figaro. And it was one of those things that I think Ligeti figured out, like Mozart figured out. In the Marriage of Figaro, if you're going to talk about something serious, it better be funny, it better be entertaining, and it better have some kind of surprising human elements, and at the same time, turn the world upside down. And Ligeti, like Mozart, doesn't let the spectacular moment linger. Like it's a Mozart piano concerto, and the phrase that breaks your heart is 2 bars long, and then he moves on to the things. He doesn't sit in it. He really just keeps it. So what happens is the thrilling moments in this opera were like 15 seconds. And some amazing sound world just opened. And for 1 second I went, what? And then go on to something else.
Watch, target, direction brings you power. Watch, target, royal praise,
As high-spirited as the piece is, it is so damn difficult for the musicians. This is the hardest music on earth to play. Like, it's fun to hear. It is not fun to play. It is hard. Ligeti is holding that orchestra to such high standards of ensemble and wildness of execution. It is beyond virtuosic. It is this last limit of how virtuosic could the orchestra experience become. It's a large group of amazing musicians who are willing to go there. Ligeti and I got to know each other rather well when he would visit California. And of course, in California, he was very far away from Europe. and he could just really kick back and have fun. And so he was at his most fun and relaxed in California. By then, Esa-Pekka Salonen was the music director of the LA Philharmonic. And Esa-Pekka and I were collaborating regularly, and we were seeing Ligeti regularly. And so we came up with this idea to propose to him that he take the Grand Macabre and write late in his life, 25 years after the premiere, that he go back to it and make a real finished version that was really composed from beginning to end, composed through, cut certain things, expand certain other things, and really make it, lift the piece to its real level of promise. Then the new version came, and he had really worked on it. And I think he realized that before he left the world, he wanted to not just be an avant-garde blowout, he wanted it to also be a classic.